Hi, I'm Mike, and this video is a quick follow-up to my last video where I'll show you how to install this bracket which holds the filament sensor. In the last video, I printed one of those on this filament printer as well as one on the resin printer, and that video gives you a good comparison of the different things you have to go through to print on each one. I needed this bracket because I bought this printer from a friend of mine, and somewhere in there I either lost it or he never gave it to me in the first place. So with that, I'll move on to showing you how this is installed. Here's my resin print. Here's how this part works, is I slide it in here. So that's snapped right in. And then this should slide over my bracket. Pull this back out. That's it. That's it for the resin print. Here's the filament print part. And here is the filament sensor. So it snaps in. That had a pretty nice snap. And then this will end up, it's still not a super tight grip, but it's definitely harder to move. So that's not a problem with the resin print. It's because I actually designed the clearances and tolerances for this kind of a print. I am going to use the part that I printed on here because it is tougher and stronger. And I only made the other one for the purposes of that previous video to compare the two. So I'm going to snap this in here, take this filament off. So I go into my menu and I go to setup and I go temperature. The printer normally runs at about 200 when I'm printing. I'm going to run it up to about 210 and hit OK. There's the temperature it's set at, and it's going to slowly climb up. And when that hits about 211, I go to tools and go to filament. We are up to a good temperature, so I'm going to hit filament remove. And you can see that this is running backwards. Yeah, you can see the wheel spinning. And I am going to keep pulling it. In this tube, you can see the end is crawling down. So I'm getting near the end of it. And there it is. I've already got the sensor snapped in here. There is an arrow on here that shows you the direction that the filament needs to feed in from. So let's put it back in there. First I'm going to plug the wire back into it. Feed this back into here. There, filament in, and it's going through the sensor, and you should be able to see that going up through the tube here. You can see it right there. You can see that the spool is turning. Oh, there it is. There's the filament. So it's going down in there, and there it goes. So we've stopped that. We're going to go back here. Temperature, and we're going to run this back down. Hit OK. Now it's going to stop heating. You can break that off. And now I'm good, and I am fed through my filament sensor. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. This video was really for the people who managed to sit through the previous video where I printed this part on both this printer and the resin printer over there. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in seeing that previous video, there should be a link below, and one of these days I'm going to learn how to make those pop up on the screen like you've seen in other videos. So happy printing!